At origin, producers create exceptional coffees, and they dream that the flavors they enjoy on their cupping table will be experienced in the same way in our bar by our guests. But over my years as a barista, I found all these amazing flavors on the cupping table cannot be captured in one balanced espresso. But what if? What if there was a way to deconstruct those flavors and bring them back together in one single espresso experience? So it was 6 months ago when I visited Pocho Gallardo at his Finca Nugo in Panama, a wild farm covered in geisha trees up at 1900 meters above sea level. And it is that wildness of the jungle that creates coffees full of complex and unique flavors. Flavors unlike anything I've tasted before. And I remember Pocho taking me to this cupping table with just 2 coffees on it to show me how he creates his best of Nugo coffees. Those 2 coffees, simply phenomenal. But when I asked him which one captures the best of Nugo, he just smiled and said none. And then he did something amazing. He blended those 2 coffees together and created this one coffee that was just unbelievable. Super elegant, balanced, and complex. So I thought that this would be 2 different lots or 2 different varietals, but in fact, they were both from the same geisha lot, naturally fermented in the same tank for 4.5 days, before he separates them into 2 layers and dries them individually. So let's see why. If you turn over to the next page of your booklet, you'll see Pocho's fermentation tank. Now in this tank, the cherries at the top crush the cherries at the bottom, increasing their temperature, which makes them ferment faster. And that makes those cherries develop more acidity and more intense tropical fruit flavor. It also means that the top layer ferments less. And this is where we get this amazing sweet jasmine note in your coffee today. And by drying these layers individually, Pocho is able to deconstruct those flavors and reconstructs them in one cupping bowl that captures Nugo at the best. Judges, Pocho's blend had this amazing jasmine and apricot note we both loved. But when we tried this coffee as an espresso, the acidity was always too high, throwing the espresso and its structure completely off balance. No matter what I did with grind size or dose, nothing could fix it. But thanks to Pocho's layer technique, I was able to deconstruct those flavors and bring them back together in a well-structured and balanced espresso. Now, if you turn over to the next page of your booklet, you will see how I did it. And I did it by creating my own composition of this coffee. And you will see that in my blend, I took 70% of that sweet top layer and 30% of that bottom layer to bring more of this intense fruit flavors. And when I dose 18 grams in and 36 grams out, you get these flavors with a medium weight, a coating texture, and a long, sweet floral finish. Just to fully experience those layers of nougat, I want you to enjoy this espresso in 2 sips. Now, in the first sip, I want you to think of that top layer and look for jasmine and apricot. Second sip, think of that bottom layer and look for that mango and that candied lime. And when you stir your espresso 5 times, you get this jasmine note even more intense in your first sip. So go ahead, take your espresso 5 times, place the spoons in those green pots on your right, and enjoy the coffee that both the producer and the barista worked so hard for. Thanks very much, enjoy. Can I have a time check, please? Thank you. Judges, when you're ready, turn over to the next page of your booklet, where you will find drinking instructions and flavor notes for your milk course. And if you could please write down, stir 5 times to get more intense melted strawberry ice cream, ripe banana, and that amazing jasmine. Just those tropical fruit flavors you enjoyed from my espresso blend had lost their intensity amongst the fats and sugars of milk. But I knew that Pocho loved these qualities. So to bring them into your milk beverage, I had to change my blend. So this time, I increased the bottom layer to 50%. Bring it to the front, these fruity notes that you will enjoy today as strawberry quality in your milk beverage. That also means that the top layer was increased, went to 50%. And this is where we get this amazing jasmine note again in your drink today. And you will see that with just 60 grams of my milk, we will get this amazing melted ice cream quality that captures nougat at the best. And the first one is for you, Rose. Thank you very much. Judges, to combine all those different layers together was something more complex than just blending beans together. As I wanted to create an espresso that is well structured and when with milk, harmonious. Enjoy. So what I did to achieve that was, prior to roasting, I blended the green beans together to ensure that they will develop for the same amount of time and to the same end temperature. And now, because we had this increased acidity from that bottom layer, enjoy very much, I had to stretch my roast 10 minutes 40, 18% development. And this is where I got this amazing structure in the espresso with that fruity and balanced acidity. Please enjoy. Thanks very much. Time check, please. So judges, when you're ready, turn over to the next page of your booklet and let's move on to the signature drink together. So Pocho's blend was amazing for cupping with all these complex and intense flavors. But unfortunately, all of these couldn't be captured in one balanced espresso. But now, in your signature drink, I will take Pocho's blend and bring you the full Nugo experience that I couldn't achieve with his blend in one straight espresso. So inspired by his space layer fermentation, I did my own time-layered cascara kombucha fermentation for 4 weeks. Now, the kombucha fermentation mimics the fermentation process of the coffee, and that cascara from that same geisha lot captures more of that unique terroir of Nugo. And as you can see in this fermentation, I got a great sweetness on week 1, but on week 4, the most amazing flavor, but with very intense acidity, just like the 2 layers of Pocho's fermentation tank. So to bring Pocho's espresso back to balance, I blended 70% of that sweet week 1 with 30% of that intense and acidic week 4. Now I took this liquid and I reduced it down by 70%, because when I add just 20 mils in those 4 shots of espresso, I get this amazing pineapple and mango flavor out of this Nugo geisha. And now to enhance body, I'm adding just 1 gram of 60% fat butter that I have slightly melted down to intensify its aromatics. And this will evolve the texture of Pocho's espresso into a creamier one in your signature drink. Now, I will blend it with just 40 grams of ice to chill down the drink and highlight this amazing fruit acidity that only comes from that bottom layer of the tank. So have a look at the booklets in front of you for drinking instructions and flavor notes, and I'll be with you in just a second. So judges, drinking instructions. Take in the aroma of pineapple and mango and enjoy flavors of ripe pineapple, mango, passion fruit, and this amazing jasmine, the same jasmine from your espresso and your milk beverage. Judges, with this drink, I want to give you all of Nugo, as I experienced 6 months ago in Panama. So when I hand over your drink, pass your hand through that forest of Nugo. The cascara infusion in the atomizer will bring you closer to the farm and make this pineapple note riper in your signature drink. So judges, if it wasn't for Pocho to believe in capturing the best of Nugo in his cupping bowl, I've never been able to bring you this espresso experience. And after working with him, I came to realize that it's in the hands of baristas and talented producers to work closer together, create coffees to be realized in those espresso experiences. Because in this way, we'll bring producers' dreams and the flavor of their coffees to life. Thank you very much. Time.
Yes! Let's hear it for Vag. Woo!